Are we back now? Oh yes, I am feeling mighty real. Cute dancing. Yes. Oh yes, Grooners, welcome. A warm welcome. Yes, my name's Donato, aka the Reluctant Guru, and yes, this is the vlog summary of the week that was. The week where I completed not one, but 2 marathon majors in 6 days. That's right, yeah, 6 days. I think this needs a bit of reframing, don't you? Let's see what we can do. There you go. Is that better? Someone left a comment when I was at the Boston Marathon Expo that I didn't open out the shirt that was given at the expo. Here it is. Yes, in all its glory. Yes, it says 2018 Boston Marathon, John Hancock, the sponsors, Adidas. Obviously, I'm being English, I'll pronounce it Adidas, but I think over there it's pronounced Adidas. But hey, maybe leave some comments below of the correct pronunciation of the Three Stripes brand. But yes, what a week. Do you want to see the medals? Yeah? Oh. Here they are. Can you see these two beauties? Right. Obviously the back is very different types of medals. So you got London and Boston. And I've got to say, both races were epic races in their own ways. If you've seen the vlogs, and I've got to say a big thank you to each and every one of you, yes you, who've left some amazingly positive comments. And it's just quite incredible how many wonderful, beautiful people are out there watching my stuff, and I'm very humbled that you all take the time to come and have a look at these vlogs and to see what I'm rambling on about, because sometimes it is a bit of a ramble, but it was incredible. I can't really put into any words. And this vlog, I mean, there's so many people have been waxing lyrical about this and that, and that's lovely, but the bottom line is Boston. You've seen that vlog. It was cold. We got to the start and there was snow there at the start, you know, and the snow hadn't cleared from the day before. It was freezing. It was sub-zero conditions out there, and I got very cold at the start, and I was absolutely terrified, really terrified and scared. You know, running, as a number of people have said now, running these marathons, 26.2 miles is a long way, and running it in not the best of conditions. Apparently at Boston, depending on what you've read, it was seriously bad, yeah. But in terms of what you read, in terms of the history, it was a historical tale. I think some journalists' vlogs said it was the worst weather on race day in 30 years. Some said it was over 100 years worse weather. Either way, it was atrocious. So Shalane Flanagan, the lady who won the New York Marathon, she was running Boston as well. She tweeted it was the most brutal weather she'd ever raced in her career. And she's a professional, so that's saying something. It was brutal. The rain was incessant. The headwind, 40-mile-an-hour gusting headwinds, just did not stop. It just did not stop. And for me, in my mind, I knew I had London in 6 days' time. So there was no racing involved. For me, I didn't race it. If you watch it was just a case of survival. I've never raced with so much clothes in my life, and I was still cold. Around 5% of those who started didn't finish the Boston race. That's how cold it was. And the wind and rain, as I say, and I'm still getting over my blooming flu. But anyway, that's another story. But a lot of people didn't finish. So to all those I wish him all a very speedy recovery. And it was, I just can't put it into words. It was amazing. You know, I really did enjoy the race in a bizarre way. If you've seen the vlog, I am happy during that vlog, despite just the lashing rain coming into my face and it was cold. They were running with such amazing people. The beauty of Boston, excuse me, the beauty of Boston, and I'll come on to London, and obviously the two races are very, very different. The beauty of Boston is you're put into corrals and you are starting with people who all qualified around your same time. So you're running with people of the same level. So you are constantly with people and there's nobody flying past you and you're not overtaking anyone at any speed during the start of the race. And that's one of the beauties of it. And so I'm with people all the time. I mean, you might have seen early on I was with a couple of guys from Quebec in Canada, and all these people, they're all around 3:15, 3:20 marathon runners, and some of them were running quicker than that and came in with PBs. I know, in that weather there was a lot of people who came in with PBs, and which is astonishing. I think Americans call it PR, personal records. In the UK we call it PBs, personal bests. It's astonishing, but for a lot of them that was their A race, their one race, their one marathon. For me, I knew I had another marathon to do in 6 days. and as I said at the end, I think at the end of the London Marathon vlog, if I ever suggest the idea of doing 2 marathon racing I'm saying now, racing, not just finishing, I'm talking about racing 2 marathon majors in 6 days, you have my permission to slap me with a cold fish across my face, yeah? So it was a brutal race, but one where, if you've seen the pictures on the social media, I don't know if I can connect them on here. It's the picture of me at the finish was the picture's worth 1,000 words. I felt incredible. It felt amazing. It was in some way it was a beautiful race. You see me, I kissed all the girls at Wellesley College. Not all of them, because there was literally hundreds. The noise on that tunnel, I think I may have tweeted, for me, of all the marathon majors, I've only done 3, New York, Boston and London. All 3 are amazing in their own ways, but that stretch of the Wellesley, they call it the Scream Tunnel, I think. I could hear the noise like miles away, and I thought, well, we must be coming close to Wellesley. And the intensity, those girls who come out, and bearing in mind, right, were cold and wet and freezing running. These people and the crowds there, it's stationary. There was people out there, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands on that route. And I take my hats off, and as I said in my finishing vlog at Boston, I congratulate and salute every volunteer that came out. It was horrendous weather, and they must have been freezing just standing still. I mean, some of the signs, I won't repeat some of them, there's lots of double entendres on those Wellesley girls' messages, but there's a lot of people, and I did kiss a lot. I mean, at the end of the day, you know, I wanted to enjoy that race, wanted to enjoy my experience. It was my first Boston Marathon, and it was one that I'll remember forever. It was quite incredible, quite incredible. And unfortunately for me, when I did finish, the GoPro battery had gone flat, so I couldn't film the finish. So I got my phone out and filmed just a little clip just to capture that emotion at that time. And yeah, it was very emotional. And as I say, unfortunately for me, literally after that, filming that bit on the phone, I was beginning to shake quite a lot and I was going hypothermic. So it was just a case of, you know, like at the beginning of the race, it was about survival and getting through to the end, and the body temperature drops and it's just a case of staying warm. There was a hell of a lot of people. My understanding that every medi tent, every mile throughout the course was packed with people. At the finish, it was rammed with people, all having gone hypothermic. And yeah, it was at times you thought it seemed like a battleground, and we all battled and we got to the end. And as I've said, I feel totally epic. You might have seen how joyous I feel at the start of this vlog. Right now I feel absolutely epic just finishing that. And yes, to get this medal, this is more than just a medal. the memories that I'll have of Boston Marathon will be with me forever. And I'm truly grateful for the honour and privilege to have ran this race. Despite the horrendous weather conditions, it was, for me, a beautiful race, and one, as I say, I will remember forever. So, thank you, Boston. It was amazing. The people are amazing. And no doubt I will be back someday. Who knows when? I may be back next year. I've not fully decided of any plans. I don't really plan anything. I'm more of an ad hoc, spontaneous type of person. Doing these marathon majors, just the fact that I have to plan it sort of does my head in, because I don't like planning. I just go with the flow. But that's how these events are organised, so I have to go with how they're organised. So who knows, I may be back next year. I do have a qualifying time. I did run that race in another qualifying time, which makes me feel really proud to have done that, to run in those conditions and still come in with another Boston qualifying time to qualify for next year. New York brings me way within that qualifying time, so it's probably that one that will get me in, because the other one was just inside the Boston qualifying time. So I don't know whether you know that for this particular race, I think, because in terms of the rules of how Boston works, is you have to have a qualifying time to apply. Applying doesn't guarantee you entry, because they only take the fastest runners of each category and age and so on and so forth. And my understanding, you can leave some comments if you have the facts and figures in there, but my understanding, it was around 5,000 applicants were turned away by not being fast enough within the categories, because there was other people faster in those categories. So it is a very prestigious race, and for one to qualify, it's amazing. And for those of you, and each and every one of you who are watching this, who took part in that race, well done to you all. And amazing, amazing stuff. So that was Boston. Now, London. So yes, London, baby. Yeah, London Marathon. Here's the medal. Can you see that? So it's quite different on the front to back. It's got Tower Bridge, you know, the London Eye, various iconic buildings of the London Marathon route, and on the back it's got the actual course route. And someone at when I got back to my office, yeah, I was straight back at work on the Monday, but when I was back in the office, a number of people who'd seen both medals said, you know, everyone likes each one for different reasons, but there was an observation, right, on the London Marathon medal, and you can leave some comments below, is you get the medal because you finished, didn't you? Yeah? So it's a given that you've finished. Now, because they had the Boston and London to compare, they saw that London had a little extra word on it, which says finisher. Why does it need to say that? You finished it, you got the medal. Yeah, it doesn't say finisher on Boston. You've got the medal, you know you finished the race. But that was just a little observation. It is a beautiful medal. Both of them are very different, and I love both of them. And they are quite incredible. I mean, as with Boston, London, London. So I go from extreme weather, the worst weather in over 30, 100 years, race day, whatever, at Boston. When the vlog went up of the Boston Marathon, I got lots of comments says, oh, you've got a heat wave to look forward to in London. And I went, what? So London Marathon race day was the hottest London Marathon in history. So I've gone from one historical moment in Boston to another historical moment in London in 6 days. 2 separate continents, 2 separate marathon majors. And for me, if you've watched that London Marathon vlog, literally the first run I'd done since Boston, because when you've done a marathon, there's no real post, and I might do a post of what to do after you've finished a marathon, but it won't take very long, because what you do after you've finished a marathon is nothing. You do nothing. You just totally recover. You rest and recover. There's no things like recovery runs or anything like that. You don't do any of that. You got to rest. You got to rest your limbs, let them recover, and do that. And for me, I flew back on the Thursday night, arrived Friday morning into London, Heathrow, and I went straight to my hotel, and I didn't get much sleep on the flight. You know, who does? It was a short flight anyway, it was only about 6 hours, 6.5 hours, so it's not enough time to get into the field of stuff. And I've got various comments I can make about the flight in terms of serving food at 11:30 or midnight local time. I don't understand that, because I think people really want to go to sleep at 11:30 midnight local time, but they were serving food. But that, I'll leave that for another vlog maybe, the whys and wherefores of flying across the Atlantic at certain times of day or night. But I got to London and I was pretty exhausted and tired. Got to the hotel and surprise, surprise, arrived at the hotel around midday and the room wasn't ready, and I was smelly, dirty, hot, bothered. But thankfully they let me get changed in one of the spare rooms, and I went off to the expo, met up with some friends there, saw lots of you there, and it was great to see so many people who've left comments and stuff and I've never really met in real life, and it was a great expo. But I was exhausted and I got back, as soon as I got back to the hotel, got to my room, I think 5 in the evening, I went straight to sleep, slept all the way through from 5 in the evening till 7 AM. Got up on the Saturday, and that's when I done my first run, because it was advised, rather than turning up for the race on Sunday, I don't know, just to check that my legs could move, because everybody reacts in different ways from marathon. So I went out literally just for a 15-minute shakeout. I was near the start of the marathon, so I ran round some of those excuse me, some of those field areas around Greenwich and that area, and it was great. I thought I felt good and I was ready to race London Marathon 6 days after being battered in Boston. There you go, there's another phrase, battered in Boston. Remember where you heard that first. So I was all hyped and ready to go on a Sunday morning, and it was glorious sunshine. It's great for spectating, not for running. It was so hot. On my Garmin, when I checked at the start of the race, it was 21 degrees Celsius at the start of the race. I have no idea how hot it got to during the race. It was hot, and yeah, it was extremely hot. But literally within about the first mile of the race, I could feel my legs were really hurting already, and there was many points long before even getting to Cutty Sark, which I think is just after 10k, 6 miles. I was seriously contemplating withdrawing. I was feeling that bad. The legs were hurting, and it was just, it was painful, really painful. So you may be asking, why did I persist? Why did I continue? Why did I even start? I mean, 3 weeks before these races, my ankle, this lovely thing, had ballooned out and it was swollen, and I really thought, and I was in tears, on that bank holiday Monday after Easter, I thought I was out of both races and would not get to the start of any of them. And speaking with a number of friends, it was a case of go to Boston, do that, or go to, I mean, I'd pay for the flights, hotels, go to Boston and maybe just be a tourist and come back another year. But I decided to run that, race that, but they sent me links of, apparently you could defer London. I could have deferred London and deferred it to the next year. So easily could have done that, but I made commitments, and the commitments I made was to a local children's hospice that I would wear their charity shirt. In fact, let me show you that shirt. Oop. Here's the charity shirt I was running for. It's a bit, I made the typical bloke mistake when I've done the laundry. I think I put some dark ones in with the lights, so it's a bit battered. So I was running for Acorns Children's Hospice. So whilst I was a good for age qualifier, speaking with some family, friends, basically there's, I decided to help and support the one of the local children's hospice. So I'd made that commitment to help them. I'd set up the Just Giving page, and the link is below there, and I would dearly love for you to make a donation contribution to the children's hospice for that. I'd made that commitment, and that is what decided it for me to actually start London Marathon. And it was grueling, and all I can say, the only thing that kept me going, well, there was lots of things, but in summary, it was people. The people kept me going. It was the runners, speaking with the runners on the course, the crowds are absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic all the way around. The people were amazing. Some of them needed a bit of a G up to make some noise, but I think maybe it was too hot for them as well, standing out in that heat, getting sunburnt. But it was the people all the way around. I can't put into words how amazing it was, and again it felt like an honour and a privilege. I mean, there's many moments where, you know, when I was walking and stretching, yeah, it was, by the way, it was my slowest ever marathon, even slower than my first one. But it doesn't matter about the time. For me, it was just about finishing. As I say, after that first mile, when I felt like pulling out and withdrawing, but I decided to make the commitment to finish, that it just, it's really difficult to describe. And you know, with like with these vlogs, I don't have any scripts, I don't prepare anything, I just speak from the heart. I just say how it is and how I'm feeling of how it is. And I'm trying to think of, it just felt really good being there, really good. And there was parts you might have seen on the vlog where I was getting passed by all sorts of people, because once you've lost your speed, you know, you're in the fast, good for age people. There's going to be people who are running at those speeds who, again, it's their A race, it's the only marathon. I was exhausted from one 6 days before, and they're just flying by. So there's lots of people all flying by. I was being passed, I think I was passed by Elvis, I was passed by a money tree, I was passed by someone dressed as Big Ben, a lizard. And then as I got up from one of the stretches, because every couple of miles, I would stop and do some stretches, drink some water, and so, you know, and then just jog along. I saw this guy in a straitjacket. Well, I say I saw. The first is I heard this noise of panting and screaming like, and someone in a lot of pain. And then I saw this guy whiz by in a straitjacket, you know, all tied up. Yeah. So he's running a marathon in a straitjacket. So there's lots of people going for their Guinness World Records. And I decided to help this guy and run alongside with him, because I thought, in this heat, how are you getting any water, mate? You know, how are you getting any food, gels? I mean, for me, I'd just get into my fanny pack and get some gels, and then I can stop, get some water. His arms are all tied up. So in a bizarre way, running with him, I think I ran about 10 or 15k, and I had a good chat with him, and he inspired me to keep going. And it was incredible. There was points where, I mean, I felt very much comfortable in my speed and times, and I could see and feel that he was struggling, and I was just doing whatever I could to encourage and help him. And it was fascinating that when he saw the 3:45 pacers go past us, because he had obviously he had a time of the world record he wanted to beat, and he just left me for dust. I thought, oh, cheers, mate, you know. But no, he just flew off, and he came in. He came in a couple of minutes before me, and I thought, and it was moments like that, and moments where I saw people shout my name. So as you can see on the vest, yeah, this was the actual vest. I know it's gone a bit dark, or whatever, but there's no name on here. It said Acorns, but my name, normally I run around with the word Guru on it, or Donato, or whatever, but there was people shouting my name from the crowds. People on the course recognising me and coming up and saying hello. And when you hear your name being shouted, you think there's people in the crowd who actually recognise me and have taken the time to come out and watch me. And that felt super good. And like I say, that the whole experience of London was just incredible. And I've got to say a big thank you to each and every one of you who came out and ran the course, said hello to me on the course, but also in particular to all the volunteers and supporters out there that make London so special. It is a special race for all sorts of reasons, and I loved it. But again, I got to the finish, and the opposite of Boston, where I went hypothermic, London, once I'd finished some filming and whatever, the battery this time didn't go flat, so I did film at the finish. I did go very faint, and almost fall over if it wasn't for the help of one of the medics who sort of caught hold of me. And then the next thing I hear is, because I couldn't really see what was going on, it was all very blurred and the sound was going. You know, those of you who have fainted or passed out probably can relate to this. And I just didn't know what was going on. I was just all over the place. And all I could vaguely hear was this guy saying, oh, I'm just going to pour some water over the back of your neck. And then when he was pouring that on the back of my neck, I felt, sort of waking up. I came to, and then I went to pick my bag, and then as I had my bag, I was sitting on the floor, I sort of fell down again, and a medic came to help me and basically said, you need to drink all the stuff in the goodie bag and eat the food. And as soon as I was quaffing all that down, I felt really good, got my energy back, drank me recovery drink as well. And as you may have seen on the vlog, I'm headed out towards Charing Cross to get me pizza. It's as if nothing ever happened. So a big thank you to all those medics out there, not in particular just those who helped me, but everybody out there who was helping and assisting. Similar to Boston, where the Medi-Tent seemed to fall, it seemed like carnage in certain areas of that London Marathon, with people on the floor with medics all around them. And also my thoughts and prayers go out to the guy Matt, who sadly died on London Marathon. And when things like this happen, it really makes you realise how fortunate we are and how blessed we are to have our health and fitness to take part in races like this, and just to get out and do it. So thoughts and prayers for you, Matt, and all your family. And it was very sad when I heard that news, but for those of us, life goes on. It was very touching to see so many thousands of people going out there and doing the finish for Matt and running those last few miles, and yeah, for him. So on that note, very somber note, I just want to finish and hang on. So yes, my Gruiners, thank you so much for getting to the end of this vlog. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this, and it's been quite an incredible journey. Those 6 days and the build up before and obviously the after will be with me forever. Both amazing marathons. Boston, London, you were both amazing in different ways, and I loved both of them so much. Thank you all so much. Thank you all so much for watching, listening, and who knows what the next one is. I've got all sorts of vlogs that I want to do and post out there, but all I want to say to each and every one of you is thank you so much for taking the time to listen in. And if you are new to the channel, it'd be fabulous if you did subscribe and give some thumbs up. You know, at the end of the day, when we get positive comments and help and encouragement, it does make us feel good, doesn't it? So thank you all so much for watching and listening, and hopefully I'll see you all at the next vlog. Bye! Thank you, and good night, sweetheart. Bye. Yeah, we're done now. We're finished. You can go now. I know it was a long one, long reviews, but it was 2 marathon majors, so I guess it merited a long review update. Thank you. Goodbye.